Hillah, also spelled Hillah or Al-Hillah, is a city in central Iraq on the Hillah branch of the Euphrates River, 100 kilometers south of Baghdad. The population is estimated at 364,700 in 1998. It is the capital of Babylon province and is located adjacent to the ancient city of Babylon, and close to the ancient cities of Borsippa and Kish. It is situated in a predominantly agricultural region which is extensively irrigated with water provided by the Hillah Canal, producing a wide range of crops, fruit and textiles. Its name may be derived from the word beauty in Arabic. The river runs exactly in the middle of the town, and it is surrounded by date palm trees and other forms of vegetation, enhancing the weather and reducing the harmful effect of dust in the desert winds. The city was once a major center of Islamic scholarship and education. The tomb of the Jewish prophet Ezekiel is reputed to be located in a nearby village, Al-Kifl. It became a major administrative center during the rule of the Ottoman and British empires. In the 19th century, the Hillah branch of the Euphrates started to silt up and much agricultural land was lost to drought. But this process was reversed by the construction of the Hindia barrage in 1911 to 1913, which diverted water from the deeper Hindia branch of the Euphrates into the Hillah Canal. It saw heavy fighting in 1920 during an uprising against the British, when 300 men of the Manchester Regiment were apparently defeated in the city. It is said to be where the Hanging Gardens of Babylon once were. History. Babylon Hillah is located near the ruins of ancient Babylon. It is likely that Babylon was founded in the 3rd millennium BC and rose to prominence over the next 1,000 years. By the 18th century BC, the city was the center of the Empire of Hammurabi. Various empires controlled Babylon over the following centuries. Babylon briefly regained independence during the Neo-Babylonian Empire towards the end of the 7th century BC, most notably under the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II, but came under Persian rule in the 6th century BC. In the 4th century BC, Alexander the Great captured Babylon. Babylon remained a notable Persian province until the 7th century CE, and then fell into decline. The ruins of Babylon have suffered greatly due to looting and destructive policies. Parts of Nebuchadnezzar's palace and some of the old city walls still remain. Saddam Hussein commissioned a restoration of ancient Babylon on part of the site. A reconstruction of the Ishtar Gate is displayed in the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. Birth of Hillah. In the 10th century, the town of Al-Jami'ain was founded on the eastern bank of the Euphrates. The location of that town is in modern-day Hillah now. In 1101 CE, a new town was founded near Al-Jami'ain. Bricks were taken from Babylon to build houses, and so Hillah expanded. During the 18th century, the town became an administrative center in the Ottoman Empire. In the 19th century, the flow in the Al-Hillah stream decreased, and that led to worsening conditions for agriculture. To solve the problem, Al-Hindia barrage was built. U.S. invasion of Iraq. Hillah was the scene of relatively heavy fighting in the 2003 invasion of Iraq on and around April 1, 2003. Iraqi casualties from the Medina division of the Republican Guard were unknown but heavy, with several hundred reported to have been killed in fierce fighting with the United States Army's 270th Armor. After the battle with the Medina Division, the U.S. Army forces moved to Baghdad and the U.S. Marine forces took over responsibilities in Al-Hillah. Shortly after the invasion, a mass grave site was reported by locals to be in the area around Hillah. Local citizens and members of ORHA worked together to exhume thousands of Iraqis who had been killed by Saddam Hussein's security forces during the uprising against his government in 1991. The 1st Marine Division had established a base at one of Saddam Hussein's palaces about 1 mile north of Hillah. The 372nd Military Police Company had performed law and order and Iraqi police training in the city from June 2003 to October 2003 prior to moving on to Abu Ghraib prison. The city was part of the Polish military zone under the occupation of Iraq. After the initial invasion, Hillah was relatively peaceful, but it then became the scene of numerous bomb attacks. In February 2004, insurgents tried but failed to blow up a camp run by Hungarian troops with truck bombs. February 28, 2005 saw the deadliest single insurgent attack up till then, when a car bomb killed 125 people outside a medical clinic. On May 30, 2005, two suicide bombers killed 31 Shia police, and wounded 108 Shia police. On September 30, 2005, a car bomb exploded in a vegetable market in Hillah, killing 10 and wounding 30 others. On January 2, 2007, at least 73 people were killed and more than 160 were injured when two suicide bombers blew up themselves at a gathering of Shia militias. On February 1, 2007, a pair of suicide bombers detonated explosives among shoppers at a crowded outdoor market, killing at least 45 people, and wounding approximately 150. On March 6, 2007, 114 people were killed and at least 147 people were wounded in two car bomb attacks on a Shia shrine. On May 10, 2010, a series of 3 to 4 suicide car bombs at the state company for textile industries in the city killed a total of 45 people, and left 140 wounded. Geology and natural resources. A detailed scientific study at the University of Babylon proved that Babel province is rich with natural and tapped oil, gas and minerals of economic and industrial rocks and sediments of rivers and groundwater that can be exploited to intensify studies, geophysical surveys and mining. The geological study across the province drew Drive, Amir Khalidi to study the area, and head of applied geology engineering in the Faculty of Sciences and researcher Ahmed Abbas said the lack of investigations that may be almost non-existent for the province of Babylon in this area and reviewing the nature of the mineral wealth of the expected in Babel province has been the preparation of this study, which confirmed that Babel is rich with natural and that can be invested now. It did not specify a lot of geological surveys and investigations. Mineral underwent her areas of Iraq for 8 decades, including the province of Babylon natural resources potential, and determine the nature and distribution Babel province and determine its reserves in this regard. The study to oil and gases are among the most important natural resources discovered in Iraq, and Iraq has become rich in this wealth and classifies it as a second the existence of the largest oil reserves in the world. Health. Babel province has 10 hospitals with 1,200 beds. At the beginning of 2005, the local health department announced some plans to build 2 hospitals with 50 beds each near Al-Kifil and Al-Shomali. Major hospitals in Hillah will also receive major renovations. Staff master plan is to raise the level of training of personnel in the field of nursing and reconstruction of new health centers across the province. Hillah contains 4 major government hospitals and they are Hillah General Teaching Hospital, Babylon Hospital for Women and Children, Merjan Teaching Hospital, and Al-Noor Hospital for Children. Since 2008, Hillah has hosted an annual medical conference under the slogan, Babylon, Cultural Capital of Iraq, the Future of Medicine in Scientific Research. The conference offers a number of scientific presentations that address the medical health and education in the country and projects to support health and medical research in the future. There is also an exhibition of modern medical devices and electric vehicles for people with disabilities, in addition to medicines and treatments. Culture. Hillah has a rich cultural history and widely published in history books, literature, geography, and biographies. It was chosen as the cultural capital of Iraq in 2008 because of its large cultural gatherings and art galleries. as well as the many talents in all fields of culture and art, particularly poetry, writing, music and vocals. And many well-known Iraqi writers have written about it, including Mr. Abdul Razak al-Husseini, Abd al-Qadir al-Zahawi, Muhammad Mehdi al-Jawahiri, Rosafa, Satya al-Hushri, Dr. Fadl al-Jamali, Thi al-Nunayub, Dr. Ali Jawad Tahir, and Ahmad al-Safi al-Najafi. Many writers, poets, and artists have also come from Hillah, including Sharif al-Rh, Drdheyaa Hamio, Saifuddin al-Hilli, Muhammad Mahdi al-Bazir, Ali Jawad Tahir, archaeologist Ahmed Sosa, Taha Bakr, and Ahmed Saeed. Education. The Ottomans established modern schools, including the school al-Rashidiyya, where material was taught in Turkish. The first elementary school in Hillah was Madrasat al-Sharqiyya, which was founded in 1918 with 1 class and 20 students. It was located in the top floor of the Grand Mosque, and the first director of it was Mr. Abdul Mahdi al-Hilali. Later the school moved to a building on the Shat al-Hillah with 4 classes. But this school was not stable because the majority of students leave these schools to study at the seminary. The first secondary school in Hillah, established in 1927, was Al-Hillah Secondary School. Another school was Modariyat al-Marif, founded in year 1931. University education in Hillah started with the founding of the Institute of Management in 1976 and the foundation of the Department of Technology and Management branch stores. In 1980 it was called the Technical Institute. Today it is called the Technical Institute in Babylon and includes the following fields: scientific, administrative, and medical. In 1959 the Technical Institute established a project Musaib that included these disciplines: technological, administrative, and agricultural. Starting in 1991, the University of Babylon offers education in fine arts, law, engineering, science, education, medicine, management, economy, literature, agriculture, science for girls, dentistry, veterinary medicine, and nursing. The university includes several scientific centers: Center for Studies Babylonian Center, Documents and Studies Hillah, Electronic Calculators, Teaching Methods Development Center, and Continuing Education Center. The province of Babylon contains 5 universities: Babylon University, Al-Qasim Green University, Al-Nahrain University, Almost Akbal University College, and Hillah University College. Archaeological sites. Babylon ruins located just 5 kilometers north of the city of Hillah. Babylon was a marveled city of the ancient world, especially under the rule of King Nebuchadnezzar. It was the capital of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, and its walls and hanging gardens were considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. Kish ruins. Kish is located 13 kilometers from city of Hillah and 6 kilometers east of the ancient city of Babylon. The ruins including the ziggurat, in a cdermh, a ziggurat structure of Barbader, god of war. Albaz. Albaz is situated south of Hillah, approximately 15 miles away. It has a tower found between Hillah and Al-Kifil. Its current name is a distortion of the name Old Babylonian, and its Sumerian meaning is sword of the sea, because it was located on the Gadir edge along the banks of the Sea of Najaf.